Hello and welcome back to Fallout 3. We're picking up right where we left off last time in Tenpenny Tower, just a couple feet away from Mr. Tenpenny himself. Now, this one's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode. Mainly because I just need enough footage to last me out for the end of the month. I've got all the stuff from the last recording recorded, waiting to be edited. But I'm actually just thinking... finish up with Tenpenny Tower, and if I've still got time, explore Girder Shade and maybe make our way into some of this area down here. Anyway.
You have a curious look about you. I presume you have something interesting to tell me.
This is Mr. Tenpenny. Bigot, to say the least. But he's also an Englishman. In fact, the Fallout London mod actually features this character as well, and why he came to America. Obviously, given that that's a mod, it's non-canon, and I haven't quite talked to him yet in my Fallout London playthrough. Which at the time of this recording is still on hiatus. I mentioned I'd try to get back to it end of April, beginning of May. Yeah, you may need to wait a little bit longer. I still haven't worked myself to get back to it. Anyway, tell me about yourself, Mr. Tenpenny.
Oh, it's impolite for a gentleman to talk about himself, but I'd hope this magnificent tower would speak volumes.
Yep. Quite a tower you have here, Mr. Tenpenny.
Some might say that Tenpenny Tower is my crowning achievement, but no, my dear girl, it is just the beginning.
There are some ghouls who want to live here. What do you think about that?
Why, I do believe you've lost your mind. Ghouls living here? You're serious?
What if the residents are okay with ghoul neighbors?
I don't suppose I'd mind terribly if ghouls were to live here. And it would be a good bit of sport hunting them down if they misbehaved. I dare say, though, you'll have a bit of trouble convincing certain residents to go along with your novel proposition. Tell you what, if you can convince Mr. and Mrs. Wellington, Mr. Ling, Miss Montenegro, and Ms. Lancaster, those ghouls can live here. Have you seen me shoot? I'm quite proficient, if I do say so myself.
Alright, so he is willing to give them a chance if we can convince 5 separate people. Alright, this is Susan Lancaster's address. We're just nicking her clothes. Because obviously I am. I'm noticing the performance is still a little bit stuttery though. Alright, we can't get in there obviously. Ah, this is the Cheng family.
I am Comrade Cheng, beloved leader of the people, shining servant of the community. How can I help you?
It's nice to meet someone with a sense of civic duty.
Thanks, comrade. I'm sure you'll agree the people are only as strong as their leader. That's why I do my best to serve the community to the fullest. Speaking of service to the community, I don't suppose you are familiar with ghouls, are you? More importantly, how to kill them? I formed a committee to investigate the problem.
I think he might be a communist. It'll take more than a committee to deal with the problem. I think I can help.
That's wonderful, comrade. Truly wonderful. Before you go ghoul hunting, talk to Gustavo. He might be able to help you.
What's it like living at Tenpenny Tower?
Well, comrade, things are great. The best of the best have made a community here. Well, there is that problem with the ghouls, but I think it'll be solved soon enough.
What do you think of the whole situation with the ghouls?
I'm sure it will end in bloodshed. It's serious business, comrade.
Perhaps, comrade, the ghouls will join your committee, comrade.
Are you mocking me, comrade? Good to see you again, comrade.
How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
Ghouls wouldn't make the best of neighbors, comrade.
Comrade, I've met these ghouls. They seem friendly enough. More than this lot.
Well, perhaps you're right, comrade. Some of these folk have a few things to learn about camaraderie, that's for sure. Well, all right. I'm willing to give them a chance.
Would you tell Mr. Tenpenny that you wouldn't mind ghoul neighbors?
All right, comrade. We'll welcome them into the community.
Alright, I have to go now.
Later, comrade.
I'm not asking about the basement because, well, I don't plan on actually going down there. The basement's the violent way to deal with this quest. And I'm trying for the peaceful approach.
Welcome to Tenpenny Tower.
Yes?
Hey there. What have we here? A lost little girl? Do you have permission to be in here? If not, you should leave before it gets ugly.
Fun fact, she's a former slaver. And the strictly business quest actually involves retrieving her. Alright, now, I'm not lost, I'm not a little girl, and I'm not that bad. We could be friends.
You've got a lot of nerve talking to me like that. But I can respect a woman who doesn't put up with crap. Think you're tough enough to take on a couple of ghouls?
Ghouls aren't so bad once you get to know them.
That's just what I thought. You're a scared little girl.
What's it like living at Tenpenny Tower?
Beats living out there in the wasteland, trust me. See, I'm not like these other puffed-up fogies. I earned my way into privilege. I worked to get here.
And you're still just a posh prick. Those ghouls sure have people worked up, don't they?
Are you going to do something about the problem, or not?
I am right now. I'll take care of those ghouls. Stop worrying about it.
We might get to be friends after all. You're not so bad.
Oh. You're not gonna be happy with my solution. How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
I've come too far to share my digs with some droopy ghoul.
I've met those ghouls. They aren't so bad.
Well, if you don't mind their stink, then you should go squat with them in their dirty tunnels and leave us civilized people alone.
What if all your other neighbors agree?
There's no way they'd agree to letting ghouls live here. We all came here to get away from things like ghouls and disease and all that ugliness.
This is happening. You're gonna have to deal with it or get forced out.
I'm done with the wasteland, and I've been everywhere else. There isn't anything better than this. Damn you and your ghouls.
I'm sure you'll find something suitable, don't worry.
I'm not going anywhere. I'll talk to Tenpenny. I bet I can live in Burke's place. He's never around anyway. And when he does come back, I'll make sure he's fine with the new arrangement. I'll just send up for my food. I'll never even have to look at you or your ghoul buddies.
I'm very tempted to edit in a clip of me killing Perk there.
Hello.
Don't even think of breaking into that.
You're new around here. I'm Margaret Primrose. I run the Café Beau Monde. Stop by sometime.
No, I got nothing I can sell you. Tell me about Mr. Tenpenny.
Every day it's the same thing. The man has no imagination with his meals. But it's his building, so every day I make that damned iguana bit sandwich, no salt, with a peeled pear on the side. Send it up to the penthouse.
What's it like living here at Tenpenny Tower?
It's a great place to live. I've always dreamed of giving people fresh meals and a place to relax and enjoy a good conversation or two. Tenpenny gave me a place to do that. I'm greatly indebted to him for that.
Running a cafe can't be easy.
Indeed. Everyone who lives here has worked hard to get here. That's why we can't just let those ghouls in. They demand the right to live here, but what have they done to prove themselves worthy?
I think they've proven something just staying alive in that condition.
I guess I never thought of it that way. It's probably really hard just living day to day like that. Now I feel a little ashamed.
Those schools have you stressed out too?
Chief Gustavo assures us that he's increased the number of the security team and will kill any zombies on sight.
I wonder if ghouls will like your cooking.
I hope I don't have to find out, though. Everyone loves my cooking. New here? Pick any table except the one. Welcome.
And a pretty smile it is.
Very kind.
Alright, how would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbours?
I've heard they carry diseases. I'd have to sanitize everything after them all the time. Besides, they are dangerous, aren't they?
What if they kept themselves clean and didn't bother anyone?
I don't know. As long as they don't cause trouble. And they'd have to try to fit in with our established community. I guess I'd be willing to give it a try.
Would you tell Mr. Tenpenny that you wouldn't mind ghoul neighbours?
I guess so, sure.
Alright.
I'm off duty. Come back when... what the hell? Let's just get it over with. I'm Dr. Banfield. What do you need?
Tell me about Mr. Tenpenny.
He's the landlord, although you hardly ever see him. I had to treat him once for bed sores, if you know what I mean. Wait, don't tell him I said that.
Yeah, you just broke doctor-patient confidentiality. What's it like living at Tenpenny Tower?
People are healthy here. They eat well and have a strong roof over their head.
I'm a little shocked by how healthy everyone looks.
Tenpenny is very selective about who he allows to live here. The correct genes and living conditions make for a relatively disease-free environment. Clean water is still a concern, of course. But we've got enough chems to keep the radiation sickness at bay. That's why he won't allow those ghouls to live here. Why introduce a weakness into a healthy system?
Sure, they look a little weird, but they're not diseased vermin.
Well, I guess I must confess, I've never examined a ghoul up close. You're right. I shouldn't make assumptions.
Know much about those schools?
My current theory is that the destructive disease of the ghoul condition will always eventually render him little more than a mindless killer. The proverbial wasteland zombie with a predilection for raw human flesh. They can't be cured. And there's nothing to alleviate the symptoms. All in all, it seems rather sad, really.
I don't suppose you've consulted any ghouls on your little theory?
Well, not exactly, but my colleagues have published papers. I suppose someone ought to verify their findings. Perhaps I'll do that. Who knows? I might even finally get published.
What do you mean you might get published?
I really hope you aren't hurt. The clinic is closed and I'd really...
How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbours?
I'm not sure. My first responsibility is the health and welfare of the residents of Tenpenny Tower. Ghouls often carry diseases due to radiation, damaging their immune systems.
I've met these ghouls. They seem healthy, all things considered.
Well, If they don't mind me giving them a thorough exam, and if they agree to follow any directives I give them regarding health and hygiene, I suppose I wouldn't mind too terribly. It'd give me a chance to study ghoul physiology.
Would you tell Mr. Tenpenny that you wouldn't mind ghoul neighbors?
Sure, no problem.
Alright, I have to go now.
Don't get hurt out there.
Ugh. Sorry about that. Ah, just sneezed.
I see my boutique is...
One sec, I just want to see if you've... You got stims. You got a pre-war book. I'll nab. Some shells. Alright.
It's been a pleasure doing business.
Tell me about Mr. Tenpenny.
He stays in his penthouse suite most of the time. So long as we pay the rent, he lets us live here.
What's it like living here at Tenpenny Tower?
Tenpenny is a classy place. Just look at me. Look at my shop. Can't find top shelf class like that anywhere else.
Good thing the tower was still structurally sound after the war.
Indeed. Though Tenpenny has put a lot of work into restoring it, and he's hired security to keep us safe. But they seem to be having some trouble with a pack of ghouls living in the tunnels nearby. Don't suppose you've encountered many ghouls on your travels?
Ghouls are alright.
What? Have you lost your mind?
Are you afraid of the ghouls trying to get into Tenpenny?
If they got in here, they'd get their filth over everything. You can smell them a mile away. I hope they come back and get killed by security.
I can handle those ghouls.
Really? Perhaps you can. We'd all be terribly grateful. Chief Gustavo will want to know you're willing to help.
I mean, I can kill them easily enough, but I'm going a different route. How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
You're being serious? That's out of the question. What an absurd notion.
I've met these ghouls. They're civilized and pose no threat.
I think you must have been out in the sun too long. Perhaps I could sell you a nice hat to keep your brain from frying?
What if all your other neighbors agree?
Then my neighbors will have lost their minds, just like you have. Now go away.
This is happening. You're gonna have to deal with it or get forced out.
You horrible little zombie lover. What right do you and your disgusting buddies have to push honest, hard-working, important people around like that? Where do you propose I live?
I'm sure you'll find something suitable, don't worry.
Don't worry? Did you just step out of a vault? Haven't you seen what's out there? I'm doomed. And it's all your fault.
Oh, I don't care.
How are things?
I've heard Margaret's cafe is
hello.
running low on pickles. You better not let her catch you, Hawthorne. You might wind up in someone's sandwich.
What? Very funny, old man. Well, I hear she's also running low on dried up old raisins, you cheeky bastard. Leave a gent to his drink already. I'm Michael Hawthorne. Who are you? And more importantly, should I care?
I'm nobody in particular, but I'm sure you'll soon come to like me.
Oh, fine. We'll have to share a drink sometime. I'm always in the Federalist Lounge. There's certainly plenty to drink about. Take those ghouls, for example. Don't suppose you know anything about dealing with their kind, do you?
I know enough about ghouls not to hate them.
Oh, I see. Well, I've never met one, so I wouldn't know. I just always thought... I guess I really don't know what I thought.
What's it like living here?
Well, it's a great place to live. If you don't mind ghouls breathing down your neck.
I don't suppose you know much about those ghouls?
We haven't discussed this already? Apparently, there's a pack of zombies living in the tunnels. Gustavo says he has it under control. On the bright side, it's given me another reason to hit the drink.
Cheers.
We shall simply have to ignore them until they bugger off.
How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
I know you've been talking to the others about the ghouls, and I've been mulling the whole thing over a few cocktails. Well, more than a few. And I've decided that I'd be willing to give it a go. Having ghoul neighbors, I mean.
Would you tell Mr. Tenpenny that you wouldn't mind?
What the hell? Sure. Oh, you're leaving now? Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he generally has no problem with ghouls.
My name is Tiffany Cheng. My miserable excuse for a husband is Comrade Irving Cheng. And you can tell him I said so.
You put up with a lot from your husband, huh?
Do you know he tried forming a committee to discuss the ghoul situation? A committee! He made himself chairman, of course. What we need is somebody to do something, not just talk about it. Don't suppose you know anything about ghouls, do you?
Yeah, fuck the bureaucracy. Stop worrying about those ghouls.
I wish I could. I get nightmares from time to time.
Alright, so what's it like living here?
It's very clean and safe here. Well, mostly safe. They say those ghouls won't get in, but I don't know.
Know anything about them?
They're living in the nearby tunnels. They scare me. Why doesn't somebody do something?
It's only natural to be afraid of the unknown.
Perhaps you're right, but I prefer to keep my nightmares a fantasy and not test my luck with the real thing. Thank you very much.
Better
All right.
behave. Gustavo's gone.
What?
How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
It's my turn, eh? I'm still worried, but if the others are willing to let them live here, I guess I could try it. But they better behave.
Alright, then can you tell Mr. Tenpenny that you don't mind?
I guess so.
Odds are swift to take care. What do you need?
I found Argyle. I'm afraid he's dead.
Dead. Argyle. You're sure? My God. I always thought he'd outlive me by at least 100 years. Poor bastard. But thank you. Thank you for telling me. At least now I know. At least now the poor guy can catch a breather. I'd like to return your kindness. Here, take this key. It unlocks my safe. Lots of stuff in there I'll never use again. My adventuring days are over.
I already know how you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors.
Well, I wouldn't mind, but they'd better be civilized. The tenants here are real uppity, and most wouldn't take kindly to ghouls living here.
So you wouldn't mind if some more civilized ghouls moved in?
Like I said, it's fine by me.
And can you tell Mr. Tenpenny that?
Of course. I wonder if they've ever been to Underworld. Now there's an interesting vacation destination. Go get 'em.
Yeah, obviously we know that he's more open-minded.
Hey there.
Bonjour!
I'm always glad to see a customer, especially if they are...
Alright, tell me about Tenpenny.
a very well-dressed gentleman when he bothers to get dressed. He hardly ever leaves his penthouse suite.
How do you like living here?
Only those deserving to live here can afford it. And let me tell you, those who do live in style.
I've noticed the quality of living is rather high here, isn't it?
And you can thank me for that. I'm the resident guide to all things fabulous. And I'll tell you what isn't ever in style: disgusting ghouls getting their rotting paws all over everything.
What do you have against ghouls anyway?
That's a silly question. What I have against ghouls is that they are ghouls.
Now he's a bigot. Are you worried about them?
They were told they can't live here, but those zombies are too stupid to understand. They live in their own filth, squatting in the nearby metro tunnel. Security keeps shooting them, but they keep coming back.
I'll tell them there's nothing here worth dying over.
What are you suggesting by that? I don't think I like your tone. You must...
How do you feel about having ghoul neighbors?
It's my turn, eh? Well, you won't be getting me to go along with your ridiculous plan. Ghouls aren't human. They live in filth. They eat their own babies. You're out of your right freaking mind.
Alright. One thing I need to bring up. The whole ghouls eat their own babies? They don't. Ghouls can't reproduce. They're effectively sterile. Plus the whole necrosis thing doesn't help. Alright, well, if your neighbors agree...
If my neighbors lose their minds and agree to such a thing, then I hope security shoots them in the head with their zombie friends.
I've met these ghouls. They're civilized and pose no threat.
Why would you hang out with dirty vermin like that? You enjoy sifting through feces? You know, it's only a matter of time before they get hungry and eat you. You're crazy. Ghouls will never live in Tenpenny Tower.
Look, this is happening. Deal with it or get out.
You'll regret this. I've spent years collecting all this fabulous merchandise. I won't stand for this. Where the hell am I supposed to go?
Don't care, fuck off.
The only suitable place is Tenpenny Tower. Everywhere else stinks and caters to low-life scum like you. I'll die out there. I just know it.
Like I said, don't care, fuck off.
Hey there.
Alright, the next people should be in their rooms. We're gonna find out if they are.
Hey.
We'll leave that love letter for now. Yes, thank
Hey
you,
there.
Sergeant. That's the alcoholics room.
That's secure for a reason.
No, it's not. Yeah, sorry for the lack of action in this video.
Sir, searching for targets.
Alright, normally this safe would still be listed as stolen, even if you've got Dashwood's key from him. Alright, now anyway, this is what happens when you improve a schematic. It just increases the amount of you can get from it, or durability and whatnot. I don't. Yeah. This is Dashwood's terminal. Details some of his adventures, some of his personal thoughts about places and people, etc. Obviously, he does have a good opinion
Welcome to Tenpenny Tower.
on Argyle and
Hey there.
whatnot. Alright, the last two people we need to talk to. They might be outside. Alright, try the other side.
Hello.
Ah, here they
Good
are.
to see you.
Edgar Wellington II. Have you met my wife, Millicent? Hold on. Who let you in here?
I jumped over the walls when no one was looking. How do you think I got in here?
There's no need to get snippy with me, girl. We're all a little perturbed because of those ghouls. Don't suppose you know anything about ghouls, do you?
I don't consider ghouls to be a problem, if that's what you're asking.
Then you obviously don't know anything about ghouls.
Oh, I know quite enough about ghouls. Tell me, what's it like here living at Tenpenny Tower?
It's the place to live, the only place one finds any modicum of civilization and breeding. Of course those ghouls are trying to move in here. Can you fancy that? Disgusting zombies living in a place like this? Really now?
You know anything useful about them?
There's a pack of zombies living nearby in some old tunnel. They asked to move in, naturally. They were told to go to hell. Gustavo's hired some additional goons. Seems to be working. Still makes one a bit fidgety having those loathsome creatures around. I wouldn't even want them as slaves.
You ever wonder what those ghouls think about you and your snobby friends?
Well, I just remembered I have something important to do. Goodbye. I remember...
How do you feel about ghoul neighbors?
I know you've been pressuring people into allowing ghouls to live here. Who do you think you are, harassing honest people like that? You should be ashamed of yourself. I certainly won't allow ghouls to live here.
This is happening. Deal with it or get out.
This is outrageous, preposterous, forced out by a bunch of dirty ghouls and some bleeding heart activist? Where will I live? How will I get there?
Don't care, fuck off.
I found a comfortable place, but now I must leave. When I die, it will be on your head.
No, it won't.
Introductions are in order. I am Mrs. Edgar Wellington. You may refer to me as Madam or My Lady Wellington.
Oh, look. Another stuck-up bitch. How impressive.
Tisk tisk. You were raised by beasts, weren't you? Poor thing.
I was raised by an
Did those
Englishman.
ghouls send you here to torment a civilized folk? Seriously, though, they have everyone on edge. So mind your manners.
I'd rather spend time with ghouls than some other people I know.
I do hope you're not referring to me. I'm certainly a better conversationalist than some stupid ghoul. And I smell better, too.
Smell better, probably. Everything else, no. What's it like living here?
Things haven't been the same since those ghouls showed up. Has everyone on edge.
Hear anything interesting about them?
Again with the ghouls. It's all anyone will gossip about. I can't help thinking about them. Doing things to us. Let's talk about something else.
It's pretty sad, isn't it? Not being the center of everyone's attention.
What? Why, I do believe you are being quite rude. Goodbye.
And you're being a stuck-up
Din din.
bitch.
Are all young people ill-bred these days?
No, but you're just a stuck-up bitch. Alright. How would you feel about having ghoul neighbors?
My neighbors might be out of their minds, but I am not. Those ghouls will not be living here.
What if everyone else agrees?
Ha! I know everything about my neighbors. Some things they don't even know themselves. I'm certain that they won't agree to this ridiculous idea. And even if they did, I certainly won't.
They're civilized, they pose no threat.
Ha! I think I know a fair share more than some vagrant blown in off the wastes. You are simply mistaken. They may appear nice, but deep down, they want to kill. It's common knowledge among the educated. You clearly don't know what you're talking about.
Bitch, I'm more educated than you. Now this is happening. So you deal with it or you fuck off.
Damn it! This can't be happening! Why do you think I came here in the first place? To get away from ghouls, monsters, and scum like you? Now I'll have to start all over again. Where will I go?
Don't care, fuck off.
I already did. I hope one of your ghoul buddies kills you. You'll see.
Okay, I think that was the last one.
Ah, hello.
Alright. He does not appear to be in his room, so he'll be out on the balcony. There you are.
Nice to see you. Carry on. You have a curious look about you. I presume you have something interesting to tell me.
Not as interesting about, the way you're holding your rifle. What are you shooting out at there?
Why, anything I want, dear girl. Anything I want. Wasteland safari. Very relaxing.
Alright, the bigots have all been taken care of, so the ghouls can move in now, right?
Well, if my tenants want ghoul neighbors, they can have them. Though the ghouls must pay and follow the rules like everyone else. You're a clever one, aren't you? I'm glad this situation has been resolved. It's a bit crass, but here's a little something for your troubles.
Okay. Alright. I'll go tell Roy him and his folks can move in. Alright, sorry about the sudden cut there, the game just crashed. I'm gonna repeat what I was saying when the game crashed. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. There's rumors that a remake will be coming out.
Sir, I am on the lookout.
They're obviously just rumors, but if it's true and a remake does release, then there's always a chance that Fallout 3 and New Vegas could get remade. Or at least remastered. I honestly would not mind a version of this game that's been touched up. Alright, I crashed somewhere around here.
Hey there.
Oh! This time you're standing
What's
here.
the status on those tenpenny bigots?
Oh yeah, things have been taken care of. You can move in now.
I'll be damned. Really? Good job, kid. I was willing to unleash the ferals and kill all those bigots. Guess I don't have to now. Here's a little something for your troubles. It'll help you deal with our feral brethren if you meet any.
So what's it like being a ghoul?
You better choose your next words really carefully, because you're starting to piss me off.
I didn't mean to offend, I'm not prejudiced.
Sure, whatever you say. You pretentious two-faced asshole.
No, really, I mean, I don't care if you're a ghoul or not.
Uh-huh. Fine, whatever. Being a ghoul ain't anything worse than any other thing somebody's got to deal with. Like your stupidity, for example. You can't help it. You were born stupid, or dropped on your head as a kid. Either way, it ain't nothing you can change. So you deal with it.
Alright.
Yeah, best get on your way.
Alright, I'm not gonna bother going back to Tenpenny Tower just yet. I'm actually gonna take us back to Megaton, and then... Well, the game just crashed on me a few minutes ago, so I think sorting out my inventory before next time will be where I leave it off for today. I did think if I had enough time that I would explore some of the southwestern portion of the map. Get a few locations discovered for later, but... Honestly... I think... If the game's crashing, then good point to leave it out for today.
Evening.
You know, I'm actually thinking I might go to Big Town so we can get the Germantown Police HQ quest done and over with. Yeah, I'm trying to get some side quests done and out of the way for the game's ending.
is ready.
Yeah.
RL3 comes equipped with everything.
Okay, nothing needs to be sorted here. Stealth boy away.
I hope things are going well for you.
Alright, I'll show you the ghoul mask in a sec. And
Hey, madam.
we'll keep that power armor on us for now. Alright, yeah, here's light should be bright enough here. Hold on. This is the ghoul mask. It looks very horrific. And it's still brewing. Okay. I was tempted to make a screenshot and then just have that as the thumbnail for this video, but I think I won't do that. Anyway, this is where I'll leave it off for now. I will see you next month. Bye for now.